'80s, man. You know?
Tell me a Thundercats fact.
You were gonna say Thunderhawk.
I was. I was gonna say Thunderhawk.
We had that conversation about Silverhawks and Thundercats, and you kept saying Thunderhawk, and I kept over the phone, and I kept correcting you.
Really?
But you weren't listening.
Oh,
to
I
me.
still don't remember you ever saying that. You really did?
You were like, "Oh yeah, there's Thunderhawks," and I'm like, "Thundercats."
Really?
Thundercats. It's Thundercats.
Really? We had a conversation?
Anyway, let's talk Thundercats. Kenny, you hate them, don't you?
No, I like Thundercats.
See, I thought you
Snarf was stupid.
right
off the bat.
Every Orko was stupid. Every character like that was stupid, but they were supposed to be.
Scott Tracker was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With T-Bob.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Thundercats was awesome. Wasn't it? Wasn't Thundercats awesome? You once told me that you didn't see the movie.
There was a Thundercats movie?
Yeah. Again, you're as stunned as yes, there was. There was a movie where they introduced new Thundercats. Again, it was just to do the toys. Every show that we loved as kids were to sell toys. That's why, which to me,
his name was Snarf Egbert.
It's great, man. But the thing is, it blows my, still to this day blows my mind that they would produce cartoons. That's animation. Like, that's not, I mean, yes, they cut corners and some episodes look really bad, but you were still spending money to make it blew my mind when I found out like Transformers cartoon was just to sell the toys. Like, what are you?
But there was a narrative there, and there was a story, and investment that people had in the characters.
For us as youngsters, the story wasn't like it's got to be Inception, because it was never.
But the thing is, I think sometimes they were better than they deserved to be or needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were people who actually went out there. Like you think of Starscream as a character, the voice actor, everything about him, the writing, the way he's always waiting to make the move and take Megatron down.
Yeah, they made
he was treacherous, and they didn't need to do that. He could have just been like, "Oh, we get the bad good guys every single time," and then the good guys, we get the bad guys. It could have been like that, but there were things like Jetfire or Skyfire. He was bad and he turned to good. Right?
Okay, right.
Like there were things in there.
Right, but that's what. So let's bring it back to Thundercats. You're exactly right in that if you want to go with the fact that these cartoons, so these cast of characters are some of my favorite characters. Not only the cartoon, but the toys too. We'll get to the toys in a second. But the show itself. Now you remember the show?
Yeah. Thunder.
Yeah.
Thunder.
Like that stuff. Very very He-Man, right?
Yeah.
It was. When was this show again? This show came out. When was He-Man? I'm trying to think what the time frame was between all this.
It was like early 80s.
So this was 85.
Yeah, it was around.
So it was
around
like,
the same time.
You know what I mean?
A little after.
The thing is that they were so iconic to me. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, there was a TV movie called Thundercats Ho.
Yeah.
1986.
The thing was, these characters they had their own personality. They were their own things. Like He-Man also had their own personality, but they all kind of look the same though. Even the toys all look the same.
Well, yeah, they had
they're all
interchangeable arms. And,
they all. Yeah. But like the Thundercats, the reason I love the story is because it started out with Lion-O was this young boy.
Yeah, I remember him as a young kid.
You know, so
there was something with the ship.
If I'm not correct, the ship. Yeah, so what I'm getting at is what was cool for this story was that yes, they left their dying planet. Yeah. Of Thundara, and they ended up on Third Earth, right? But what happens is, Lion-O's suspension capsule, instead of stopping his aging, just slowed it down. So when he came out, he was full-grown Thundarian, but with a child's mentality.
I remember him being a child at one point.
Yeah, in the beginning, in the very beginning, he comes out once they crash land and they wake up and they come out of suspended animation. He was an adult. But he still had the mind of a teenager.
Really?
Yeah. And to me, that was the coolest thing.
That's
because
interesting.
He learned.
That's something I never caught on.
Well, because he had to learn, and so Third Earth is where they. So
it was like Big.
Yeah,
it was like
basically.
Tom Hanks and Big.
Yes, but Big came out in '89 though, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing. And remember, his mentor's name was Jaga, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Jaga. I just remember him like always like, and then he became a Force ghost at one point. I think he died. And he became like and he was like, and he, you know, I'm going by memory. I'm not looking on the wiki for specific information, but
yeah, anybody can look this stuff up.
But my point is like in my memory, you know. But I love that. I love that. And then you had Chitara, who was a strong. Her voice again, like you said, the voices were all we had of these characters.
That's
besides
the thing.
What they looked like.
Yes, and they were a lot of these people were invested. A lot of the voice actors were invested in their characters.
Yeah,
and they didn't just do a passing job.
No.
Like they
made our
like
childhood.
Peter Cullen,
You hear that?
Optimus Prime,
you
right?
made our childhood. Because what I'm saying is, to me,
it's spectacular.
Chitara had a very motherly voice.
Yes.
Right? Panthro he was strong. He had that strong voice. Like you knew, like this dude is rough. You know, Tigra, he was like in charge. Like you could tell he had that, you know. And then you had Wily Cat, and you had Snarf. Like they all had their place, and many of these cartoons had that. But
I'll talk about the bad guys.
So then you had Mumra, you know, and then I mean, they're like Driller or whatever his name was.
Mumra was the only one I really remember. I had the figure, both figures for him.
They're both figures.
So
tell me, so I've been talking a lot about, what are your memories of the show?
So my memories of the show, I remember him being little. I remember him having the claw. I remember putting the sword up to the face.
I didn't get into
Thunder,
that.
Thundercats, you know, the big sword and everything like that. I don't really recall. I remember Mumra would transform, kind of. He was in the mummy robes, right? And then he would transform and they'd kind of fly off and everything.
What a great animation that was.
And
I loved it.
And then he was strong. I don't exactly remember anything beyond that. I remember Snarf, like Raven, like talking, maybe something like that. I have no idea, but that's what I remember the show. But I did have action figures, so I don't know if we want to get into the action figure aspect of this stuff.
Well, but right before we do that, let me just finish off by saying another reason why Thundercats holds a special place for me is that I as a young boy in 85, 86, 87, I saw the correlation between that and Star Wars. And I loved Star Wars as a kid. And I loved that story. You know, when you're a kid, what's the first story? What's the first hero's journey story you ever heard? Besides the little things when you were growing up, like in second grade, you learned this, when you're learning these little stories. You have that textbook of stories, remember? And you learn about that. But oh my God, Star Wars is that hero's journey. And it's like, you know, and whether or not you knew that term back then, it's like that's what this was. Not only was this a little boy becoming a man, as little boys, we played men, didn't we? We played war, we played Transformers, we played all these, but we were grown up. This little boy became grown up, right? Exactly.
Right.
Not only that, then he got this sword. Luke gets a lightsaber. You know what I mean? And for me, it was just like, and then he uses it, and then it also correlated back the same with He-Man. He-Man gets to turn and stuff. So there's a lot going into that. So now let's go to the toys. You cut to the toys. Now the toys. So what did you have? You
I had Lion-O. I remember there being like a ring that you put into his back.
Okay, so Lion-O and Mumra.
I had
the transform Mumra.
Lion-O.
Had eyes that had what'd they call that again? Because we had this on Classic
Light piping? Was it light piping or no. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, this one wasn't the light piping.
Well, yeah, I would just go in here and look at the toys.
This one had the I forget, but you're right. It had
action figures.
It had the battery powered. You put like a AA battery in it and a little ring that you could wear. And it had a little Thundercat symbol on it. It was red, right? And then you could put it into the back. And when you did, the eyes lit up.
Yeah.
It was electric. It was
laser. It just says a unique laser light up feature.
Right.
But I thought there was something a little bit more.
How tall were the figures again?
I don't know. They were pretty. I think they were bigger than He-Man.
They were definitely. Were they 12 inches or not quite?
No,
not
12
quite.
inches.
Maybe
no.
10 inches. They were big though.
No, I don't know. I don't even know if they were that.
Here's the thing with the toys. So, yeah, they weren't opposable. They didn't have any.
LJN.
Yeah, LJN made them. They didn't have any opposable. They had, their arms and legs can move up and down. And every toy was a little bit different too. Like they all a little bit different. What I remember, Lion-O came with the mitt that he had, that claw.
But it just like clamped on the outside of his arm.
And if you remember what I told you, the sword came big, right?
Yes. And there was no small version. And that's the stuff I liked. Version. I liked that. I liked lightsabers. I liked that there could be a hilt. I liked that there could be a lightsaber. But they didn't have that. No. I always thought it was just cool to carry around the hilt or the small, Thundercat sword. But
Remember?
You couldn't because you didn't have it.
But remember what I told you?
I remember what you said that you used something.
I ended up having two somehow.
That's right. No, you said
and
you
one
stole
was
one from somebody.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, I wasn't gonna say it again, but yeah, I did. I stole it from a friend, but he didn't want it anyway. He wasn't playing. I said, "Oh, do you play with these?" He's like, "I don't even really play with them anymore."
So, it was like,
so instead of taking his figures, like I should have taken
yeah.
his figures that I didn't have, but instead I just took his Lion-O sword.
It's not nice.
Because my Lion-O sword was bent. So I took my Lion-O sword and I cut it.
To make a small one, yeah.
And what I would do is I put a rubber band, a small rubber band, a little rubber band around his thigh, put the little glove in it, and I put the sword in it because that's where he kept it in the cartoon.
Yeah.
He kept it in this thing. And I loved it. And I loved it. So, but it's funny because my brother had Mumra. But he never played with them. So I always took them. And he'd be like, "Oh, what are you playing my Mumra for?"
That's honestly all I had. I didn't have any others.
I had the tank.
Did I have the tank?
I had the Cat's Lair. I had, which also had.
But that's
a
the thing. Is
thing.
where did the wrapped mummy, unarticulated mummy figure? Right? Because
it's just his arms.
It was just that was
his
all.
Arms, yeah.
Where did that come from? Was that a mail away? Because I feel like he came with like a set, or like a mail away.
I think he came with a coffin. If I'm trying to remember, but yeah,
I wish. Yeah, I want to see like pictures of this stuff.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go to Chrome or something.
Let's just go.
But the thing is, so yeah, but I love the fact that they were big toys and they were hefty too. They weren't like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm trying to think. You know what it is? I had so we had Lion-O, we had Mumra. I had a lot of the bad guys. I had Wily Cat. I had Snarf. I think Lion-O came with Snarf though. I think I had Chitara. I think I had Tigra, but I don't think. Yeah, did I have Panthro? I want to say I don't think I had Panthro, which sucked because I liked him a lot. But I had the tank though.
Oh yeah, here's like the whole lineup.
But I had the tank though. Yeah, show me the lineup. If you're not watching this, we're just.
Chitara came with a Wily kit, like the little one.
Okay, that was where. Okay, so that's where I had them because I had them. Yeah. Oh no, I did have Panthro.
I feel like I'm not.
I did have Panthro.
I don't feel like I'm worthy enough to talk about this because I don't even recall Tuska Warrior.
And I had Hachiman, which was a samurai.
Snowman of Hook Mountain. Don't recall.
I didn't have the snowman.
Oh, Lion-O came with Snarf.
Yes, I said that.
I had a Snarf figure.
Yeah, I will tell you. I also had Grun the Destroyer.
Yeah, nope.
I had Vulture Man. Hold on.
Sorry.
Yep, I had Rataro.
Slide.
I had Slide. I actually had all the bad guys. I had all the bad guys, and
you were.
I did have all the good guys except the that snow monkey guy.
Wow.
Now that I'm looking at them, I did. I had the tank. I had Cat's Lair, and I had a bed. The bad guys had a flying thing that flew around.
That was the Thunder Tank. Did I have the Thunder?
Was there a flying? What was the flying thing? Yeah, that was cool because the arms were like this.
Yeah, I remember they went up and down. I don't know.
If they made like, did they make like really cool articulated ones?
What now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they might have. Yeah, I saw some stuff on here. I don't know if they were customs or if they actually came out.
Well, I want to talk about. Can we talk about the movie for a second?
This is something.
I want to talk about the movie.
Talk about the movie.
Thundercats Ho. This one was good, man. They added 3 new characters to them.
Okay.
Bengali, I think his name was.
Gosh, I didn't have any of this stuff.
It was hold on, I want to try and find their name. It was Bengali, which was a white tiger. Tigra was a Bengal tiger, an orange Bengal tiger, and then they had I think Bengali was
a hovercraft.
Was that the one? I think that might have been it. That might have been it.
Thundercats, this thing.
Hold
on a second.
And then they had Pumra. Pumra was a puma.
Wait, Pumra sounds from because it sounds like Mumra.
And Bengali, right?
You know what?
So I think those were the 3 new guys that came.
I had this.
Yeah. Oh, that might have been the one I had. Didn't they have it? Then they had like Driller. Wasn't there a guy named Driller?
I don't know. This is the mutant nosediver. Yeah. I think I had
Linkso. Remember Linkso? Yeah, Linkso was the other one too.
I think I had this vehicle.
Where's Driller? I'm trying to find. I thought there was a guy named. Oh, Red Eye. I think his name was Red Eye. And he was like.
Did you have the Tongosaurus?
Let me see. I did not have the Tongosaurus.
Preposterous.
I didn't have the Tongosaurus, but.
So Thundercats, in ongoing, moving on, Thundercats kind of disappeared, right? kind of went away. It's left in the 80s, right? Never really came back.
Yes, it did. It had a revival, yeah.
They tried.
They tried.
Didn't really
Just
work.
like He-Man.
Yeah,
No
it
good.
doesn't work.
I didn't
Anyway,
like it.
I do see that logo on a lot of things.
Like where?
The Thundercat logo.
How good is that logo? How good is this logo, Kenny?
You know, it's
Kenny,
a good logo.
Kenny, if I can just get to
It's
it.
it's extremely recognizable.
If I could just show you the logo.
It's extremely recognizable, and I've seen that plenty of places. There'll be like stickers that I've seen people have.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd get a
And
tattoo of
it's-
that logo.
And it's the
That's a beautiful
the
logo,
Thundercats.
man.
Just the circle with the
Let me ask.
Thundercat on
I'm
it.
gonna ask you a personal question. For me, personal from me. How dumb would it be to get tattoos of all of the best like G.I. Joe and Thundercats?
Well,
and,
if you got a
Star
Thunder, if you got a
Wars,
okay, if you got a
you
Thunder,
know-
but that's the thing is, do you get just the cat?
Yes, you just get the cat in the circle.
Okay, so you wouldn't get Thundercats. You wouldn't have
No.
it say Thundercats.
No.
All right. So what would you get for Star Wars?
I
Would
see
you
a
get
lot
the
of the
Rebellion?
rebel. Yeah, I see a lot of the rebel.
You're gonna be one of those guys.
Yeah, but
And
no,
then,
I don't
no
think.
offense.
I don't listen. I don't think I'd get a Star Wars one. To be honest with
Okay.
you.
All right. So GI Joe, what do you get?
See that you'd have to get the whole thing.
You have to.
You'd have to get the whole
it,
thing,
or you
yeah.
just get the three flag like the colors.
No,
red, white, and blue.
You'd get the whole thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You'd
So
get the
GI
whole
Joe, and then what else was there?
thing. Oh man,
Gremlins. Do you get the little box?
I wouldn't get Gremlins. That's
You
the
wouldn't
thing.
get Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I'd get Jurassic Park.
You
yeah.
would.
Yeah.
What would you get? Would you get it to say Jurassic Park? Because that's part
No.
of the logo. The you know the name.
Oh, you know what? Maybe yeah. Maybe I would.
You would.
Maybe I would.
You wouldn't just get the
Or they just get the
skeleton?
JP. You could
Like
get a
the-
JP.
Oh, the
they had
JP.
that on like on the
That's right.
Jeeps and stuff. Yeah.
It was so forced that J with it
That's
was
stupid though,
connected.
right? That's so dumb, right?
it's pretty
The other thing too is a little off topic, but on the same thing with the tattoos, like I always thought like I'd love to get like there's some game franchises that I'd like to get tattoos for too. It's dumb though, right? What if I just got a sleeve of that stuff? Because then it's a part of it. Then it's a thing.
Okay, so retro games. What do you do? What do you get?
It's not so much retro. That's the thing.
It wouldn't be.
You
You'd be
wouldn't
like
it.
God of
The-
War.
No, not God of War. Like there's the,
Minecraft.
Assassin's Creed logos are. I love Assassin's Creed logos. Borderlands logo. Love Borderlands logo. Yeah, there's a few. There's a few. My nephew and I talk about it all the time. There's a few. I know. Whatever. Listen, man. To each their own. Anyway, Thundercats logo is absolutely amazing. I mean, so there were video games too. There was a side scroller. You remember playing that?
No, for what system?
It came out in the
Like Commodore?
80s. No. It came out for. I forget what it came out for. Let me see.
Thundercats.
It was called. It was 87. It was The Lost Eye of Thundara.
Ooh, very nice.
Was it for the computer? Yeah, I think it might have been for the. They did it for the Atari.
Yeah,
the
Commodore
Amiga,
64.
Yeah, Commodore 64. Yeah.
A lot of that stuff. Yeah. We talked about Mask as well. They came out on Commodore 64. There were a lot of good games on
Yeah.
the Commodore 64.
What are you gonna do? You know, they come out.
What can you do?
But that's all. That was all. Like, dude, wouldn't it be great to like make a nice 3D Thundercats game?
How was there not a Thundercats NES game?
There wasn't. There was another game though of like back on like where was it? Was it on the Game Boy? Let me see where it was from. It was on the Nintendo DS.
Oh, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I forget, I just asked you.
On the DS,
I just
gross.
said, how could there not have been an NES Thundercats game? And you said something to me just before that, and I'm going to listen back to this and be like, I did not answer him, and I really wish I did. I don't even know what you said. I'm not going to lie to you.
What if there was? It wasn't.
You said something to me, and then I kind of just interjected. How was there not an NES game?
Oh, I don't remember.
And I don't remember what you said, and we're going to listen back to
Anyone
it.
remember what we said? I don't know.
You
Why?
said it.
But why though? Why do you want to know? Because it was a point you wanted to make,
Yeah.
or
No, because I don't want to forget. I don't want to be like, why didn't I pay attention to him? Because I didn't pay attention to you.
and
what
I
you
did.
said.
Okay, that's fine.
But the
Well,
thing
you
is,
asked me if there was a
you
game,
might have
though.
said something cool.
I
that
didn't. I didn't say anything
All
cool.
right,
I was talking about video games. I said they were video games,
I gotcha.
and you were like, "Was it for Nintendo?" And I was like, "Oh, let me look." And then you're like, "How'd they not?" Or whatever. Yeah, it's fine.
don't know how they
We're
didn't.
fine. Yeah, why wouldn't they have? It
was
They made
1987.
Mappyland. They made a game called Mappyland.
It was nestled right in the NES's like heyday, 87.
87.
How did they not make one? How did Mask
Why
not
didn't
get
you?
one?
Why didn't you just adapt that side scroller for the Commodore or for the Amiga, whatever?
Maybe it was really bad.
Yeah, but they've taken Atari games and made them Nintendo games. You know what I'm saying? Like they've updated them and stuff. Like why not? It's ripe. It's got a story. It's got characters. It's got weapons. It's like We're gonna make it.
That Genesis game.
We gotta make
What
it.
was that that Genesis game where it was like, remember, like aim and stuff? Remember that stupid game I made you play?
Yeah. What was it called
It
again?
wasn't even named.
I don't even know now. It was so bad.
But dude, that was a computer game that they ported to the Genesis, and it was so.
It was so bad, dude.
And
So
it's
you
like-
played that
so-
with a mouse and keyboard. I remember you said it was played with a mouse and
It was
keyboard.
like Dark Dungeon or something like that.
Yeah,
What was
some
it?
dumb
Something
crap like
on the
that. I don't
Genesis,
know.
man. Forget it.
So anyway,
What were we talking
let's just. All right, I think that's basically. I just.
In a nutshell, the Thundercats.
I love the Thundercats. I think, again, you know, I just, it's in my childhood. It's just the last note I want to make. I have gone back and watched those episodes,
Yeah.
and I think I've said this before, but they're yelling at each other.
It's just
The
constantly
entire dialogue is just, Lion. I'm gonna sit back and do it. Lion-o, what, Chitara? What are we gonna do? I don't know, Panther.
Really?
Where are we gonna go? Like, it's so, and I hope I wasn't too loud. That's why I leaned back.
I think, yeah.
Dude, it's great. You gotta just
great to just
go
yelling
on
at each
YouTube,
other.
dude. It's like, why are they yelling at each other?
Oh gosh.
Oh, Snarf, we've gotta go there now. Watch out! And and then he like shoots that thing. Remember the glove had little things that came out.
So everything we said before about like voice actors like taking pride in their work and actually working to develop the characters.
No,
Not for this.
No.
They
It
were
they just loud.
It was like bad.
They're
video
just
game-
loud.
Like remember like the full motion.
I didn't
video
say
games?
it wasn't heartfelt or full of emotion. It was just loud. Like, why are they yelling?
That's how they do it.
I
That's
love
fine.
it. I still love
That's
it.
fine.
I watch
That's
it. I'm
fine.
like,
I did go back and start watching like Masters of the Universe.
bad. It's bad.
I couldn't do it.
know.
Mask I started it. It wasn't that bad.
I watched 2 episodes of Mask.
Transformers I went through the whole series.
It's so good though.
You know, once
That
it gets
one held up. I think it holds up a little
it kind
bit.
of did. It kind of did. It was fun.
You
Some
know,
of it was cheesy.
you know why it holds
Do
up
you
is
remember when they became humans?
Yes.
Like Ultra Magnus was in like overalls, like
Yes.
blue overalls. What's that about?
So dumb.
Like Power Glide fell in love with some girl.
they kind of ran out of
Yeah, kind of a little bit weird.
When are we
man.
when are we talking about Transformers? There we go.
one
That's
day.
gonna be a 45-minute long episode.
that's gonna
Anyway,
be a long one.
all right. So I think we'll end it there. This might have been a little bit of a short one. Whatever, it's fine. It's been cut up a couple times. It's fine. Listen, please, if you enjoy the Thundercats as much as I do, and you know Kenny does a little bit, let us know. You know, let us know.
Fond memories of it.
Yeah. Listen, man.
I cut the figures up in my basement with bolt cutters.
Yeah, why'd you do that? You also burned your mask, man.
Oh, I used to just put them on the light bulb.
Why?
The light bulb would heat, they just start to like melt around the bulb. I tortured my toys, man. That's what I did. Man. Star Wars figures got the razor blade treatment. I'd like cut the face off and the sides of the head so they had like blockheads, and then like cut their thumbs off and everything. And then my hands would be like bloody because I'd miss and just I found razor blades, so I was like, let me cut these things up. And they all did it. That's how it happened.
Next episode, you're gonna just see me, and I have a blockhead.
That's it. I'm
and his
gonna
hands are
slice 'em
bleeding.
up.
It's like, welcome to.
Mask figures, try it on a regular light bulb, not an LED because they don't get hot. Regular light bulb. If you just sit them on there, or just lay them on there, you know, they just eventually just start to creep down the sides and melt.
I don't know, man. You make my nose run. Anyway, that'll do it. Again, if you're watching, thank you. If you're listening, thank you. And get to us at Retro Squad on all socials, and go watch our other shows. We have like 1,000 shows that we do.
More importantly, what were your Thundercats memories?
I thought I said that. Yeah, I thought I said that. If I didn't say that, he's saying it.
It's fine.
Okay, and Thundercats ho, Kenny.
Thunder.
Thundercats
Thundercats.
ho. Yeah. All right. See you next time. Bye.